I hate the hate for taxes. Welcome to Grumble Goat. My name is Matt Labodka, and this is a show about all the small things that drive me insane. Let's grumble. Ah yes, tax season is upon us again. It's funny how the year ends, but then they give us 4 extra months to sit and worry about doing our taxes. But what's with all the hate for taxes? Taxes are what make this a civilization. Taxes pay for the road that comes to my house. Taxes pay for bridges and libraries and schools. They pay for the sewers. Where would my toilet flush if it wasn't for taxes? They pay for tornado sirens. It pays for battleships. Which, I'm not about war, but it's good to have defense, right? And it pays for those cute little white neckerchiefs that the sailors wear. Taxes are important to establishing a society. They give us school, so that we're not all just punching each other trying to fight for food, so that we understand money and numbers and economy and shopping and economics. But everybody loves to complain about taxes, as if like, oh, it's the great robbery of our time. Well, what are you doing with your money? You bought a Peloton that you never use. Come on! You bought an Apple Watch. It's a smaller version of your phone that's in your pocket. You're not good with your money. You bought Dogecoin. You don't know what to do with your money. But that's the money you had after taxes. You paid taxes. You already had the benefits of taxes. You don't get to just take away taxes. Then what happens to the sewers? What happens to the mounds of flushable wipes that are blocking our sewage? Somebody has to be down there maintaining the infrastructure, right? We need to pay taxes. I mean, yes, I wish my taxes went to better things. Like, I wish my taxes didn't go to drone strikes in the Middle East. I wish it went to more toward filling my cavities and gym memberships. Yes, there are better ways that we could spend our taxes, of course, and I wish we didn't have to compile our own taxes. The IRS asks us to do the math every year, even though they already know how much we owe, so it's this wild exercise in like, do I pay H&R Block or not? But at least we don't have a situation where Prince John is sending thugs around to rough us up like some medieval protection racket. Now it's civilized. You take pen and paper and do the math, or prepare for your audit. I'm an actor. I know how dehumanizing an audition can be. But we gotta pay taxes, because I like running water. I hate how people hate on taxes, and that's the grumble.
Grumble, 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 grumble.
What?
Grumble, 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 grumble. What's got your goat?
For the latter half of the show, we'll bring in my better half, Veronique, for an unpretentious look and a segment we call
What's got your goat?
Veronique, good evening.
Oh, hello, Matthew. How is this day?
This day has been a magnificent day.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Why so magnificent?
You know, earlier today, I went to the post office.
You did.
I took advantage of one of the nation's finest services.
Yeah, we like the post office.
Yeah.
USPS. USPS.
That's their slogan.
Yeah, I was chanting that during the election.
Oh, that's right. The whole election, you were just chanting USPS.
That's right. I was buying stamps and everything.
Right.
Yeah. We can get those ballots there.
Yeah, they can do it.
Because it's the National Post Office.
Yeah, whether rain or sleet or snow or hail, they'll get it to you.
You know, I don't think we give enough credit to the people that make things happen.
You know what? That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Like, when's the last time you thanked an architect for a successful crossing of a bridge?
Yeah, exactly. Or any of the buildings that are popping up. Even the park. You know, an architect redesigned the park there, and that's why they're ripping it up and making like a clock cement thing out of it.
Oh, the children's playground area.
Yeah.
Yes. Of course they designed it. Yeah, of course they had a hand in that. Speaking of designing parks,
okay.
You know, Central Park in New York City was designed by Frederick Law Olmsted.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I happened to grow up on Olmsted Road.
Ooh.
In Riverside, Illinois.
How about that connection?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Riverside, Illinois was also designed by Frederick Law Olmsted.
Ooh.
Yeah. So it was a natural fit that I moved to New York.
Yeah,
You
of course.
understand.
Yes, no, I know. It's like destiny.
Destiny.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Public works projects
Now-
like New York, like Central Park in New York City.
Yeah. Did you ever dream about living in Olmsted's own house?
What? I have no idea where his house is, if it still exists. I don't know anything about that.
Where was Olmsted from?
Another good question. I really don't know.
We just know him as the architect. Yeah. That was his legacy.
Sometimes it takes the community coming together and a big public works project like Central Park to really show the power of community when they come together and put something beautiful together that none of them could have created on their own.
The power of building something.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Another big powerful structure, the Hoover Dam.
Ooh, the Hoover Dam.
Yeah, that Hoover built, it was one of the public works projects to try and pull us out of the Depression, where we spent public funds to hire a bunch of people to build something larger than life.
Yeah.
That still to this day provides water for Las Vegas.
I know, we ran the beavers out of business.
Yeah, right. We do that a lot. We take over a lot of the functions of other animals. We don't need you anymore. Soon the bumblebees go into the wayside. We're gonna pollinate things on our own, I guess.
I gotta pollinate those peppers.
Yeah, you gotta pollinate the peppers.
I gotta pollinate the peppers.
Speaking of public works projects, you know what time of year it is?
It's March.
Well, no. When this drops, it'll be April.
It's April?
Yeah, April.
Well, I guess are we coming into springtime?
You know what's funny is like March 15th, we were just talking about this, March 15th is the Ides of March.
I know.
Yeah, that's like a sinister time. You have to beware the Ides of March, but it's funny because there's also an Ides of April.
There is?
Yeah.
What is it?
Well, what's April 15th?
Tax day.
It's tax day. Yeah.
You're not grumbling about taxes, are you?
Oh my God. That's actually the forbidden topic.
Yeah.
That's quite literally our example of a bad topic in our rider that we give to guests.
Yeah. No taxes.
That's right. We might be grumbling about taxes.
What? How dare you do this to everyone?
How do you feel about paying taxes, Veronique?
Oh, I see what you did.
Oh, did he do the opposite of grumbling about taxes?
Yes, he did you did do the opposite of grumbling about taxes. I know you.
Veronique, how do you feel about paying taxes?
Okay, well, obviously when I get my check and I see that they took $100 out of it or more.
Oh, you're talking about your paycheck?
Yeah, my paycheck.
Oh, okay. Well, at first when you said when I see my check, I was like, oh, you're talking about that sweet return check.
No,
you're talking about your paycheck and they took...
Yeah, taxes. Right, taxes. Yeah. So obviously I don't like the fact that they're taking a decent amount of money out of my paycheck. But I mean, I live in a state where they take care of their people.
Yeah.
It can come back to me. During the pandemic, it came back to us, Right.
Yeah. We both had to utilize a little bit of unemployment insurance.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And we have public works like libraries. We have public parks. We have public services.
Now, when's the last time you went to a public library?
We just had that conversation where you were like, what's your favorite book? And I was like, I don't read very much.
We did. Just at dinner, we had that conversation.
When I went to the library, it was to look up acting books as well as to print things out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's been quite some time.
Okay.
Yeah, since I've been to the library.
Yeah. But here's a cheat code for you.
Yeah.
I use the library, like when I'm out and about in New York City and you can't find a bathroom.
Oh.
Public library? Boom.
Oh my gosh. And what in all the neighborhoods?
There's like one in every neighborhood.
Isn't that hilarious that like no one goes to the library anymore? It's for like students, basically.
It's very funny. Like after you're a student, like once you're in adulthood, you don't really think to go to the library. No, libraries are a great public work.
We live in a state that offers a lot of public services. So our taxes are high here.
I just want to go back to you pointing out what they take out on your paycheck. Because
it's not a whole lump sum. It's just a bunch of different little taxes.
It's a bunch of little things. Yeah.
It all adds up.
I've lived in a few different places in this country.
Okay.
And New York, people complain about taxes more than I've ever heard people complain about taxes.
Oh, yeah. We love complaining about taxes.
I mean, New Yorkers will complain about anything, for sure.
Totally.
But New Yorkers are the only people that I've ever heard be like, you worked overtime this week? Well, watch out. They're going to raise your taxes.
Right. Or it's always like, well, I got this amount before taxes.
Yeah, they always say before taxes. It's like, oh, but before taxes. It's like, well, yeah, that's true for every human on Earth.
Yeah.
Every human on Earth pays taxes to somebody.
No, but I know what he's saying. I mean, I made a lot of money this week, thankfully. And I immediately thought to myself, oh, it's not as much as you think because they're going to take your taxes out.
Oh, my gosh.
I was like, I'm going to make, I don't want to tell our listeners how much money I was going to make.
Most people make a large sum of money in one day and think, awesome. But in New York, they're like, oh, taxes.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
No.
No, because
Just
we don't want to
enjoy-
spend that money.
But they take it out of your paycheck.
Now they do, yeah. I used
Right.
to get cash.
Right. You used to, yeah, we've gotten into trouble there before.
Yeah, but that's really tricky. I mean, I don't really know a whole lot about public works or
Which
the
is
government.
All the things.
So we don't really think about how many people it takes to get one thing done, right? The
Yeah.
trash in the street, the street cleaning.
It's almost like a lot of these things take the whole community coming together.
Absolutely.
And some of us do that by baking the cookies to sell at the bake sale.
Yeah.
And some of us do that by contributing a little bit of our paycheck.
Yeah, but when we're selling our brownies, we're not putting a sales tax on there. That's for donation
Well,
based.
don't tell the government that.
No, when you're at a bake sale, you're not charging tax.
Right, but we're not reporting sales to the government.
Oh, I mean, I guess I only really think about it when it comes to like church stuff.
Okay.
Like bazaars, like the church bazaar, where
Okay,
you
I have
go
no
and
idea what
sell-
a church bazaar is, but that sounds great.
Where you go to the church and then there's like a craft fair. But you wouldn't pay a tax at the church bazaar, would you?
Well, you can't pay a tax because churches and government are separate.
Okay, well then there we go. So wait, what about all of the fairs and things that are out? Do they charge tax?
There are some instances where the tax is built into the price.
Oh, I guess
Yeah.
that could be what it could
Like
be.
if you go to a bar and order a beer, they charge you $7 for the beer. There's not tax on top of that because it's already built into the price.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Unless it's cash. Well, you
No.
know the bodegas that if it's cash only, then they don't have any tax.
Again, that's a violation of the law. They're skirting something.
Well,
so if you want to name some actual stores,
Well, so there's the thing. That's why we all gripe about the tax. It's because everyone's trying to cut corners. So you go into the bodega and you're like, so you're reminded about the tax.
what?
What do you mean?
What do you mean you're reminded about the tax?
Yeah, when you have to
if
pay
they
with a
don't
card.
charge you tax, you're reminded about the tax?
No, we have to pay with a card, they're like, I have to tax you. And you're like, okay.
Wait, the bodega tells you out
Yes.
loud? They're like, I have to charge you tax if you pay by card.
Yes. That has happened to me in this city more than
weird.
once. And not in one specific bodega. Okay. All over the city, all over the CIA.
What is with this city and taxes?
I know. we
Just
don't
charge
like
the
it.
taxes.
No, we don't like it.
What are some services that should be paid for by taxes?
Well, obviously, healthcare.
Oh, all right, great. That's the golden railroad spike right there.
Yeah.
That's the big one.
That is the big one.
Yeah, health. We have private health insurance.
That's the other thing. Why aren't the corporations paying more taxes? They should be paying taxes. Or if they're not paying taxes, then they shouldn't be polluting the planet. We got to get them one way or another.
Either pay taxes or don't murder the earth.
Yeah, right. Like it's one or the other. Like if you're not going to pay taxes, then we can't kill the environment. Yeah.
Yeah. Pay taxes and stop killing the environment, or don't pay taxes but stop killing the environment.
Right. Did you quickly realize that I had no idea about taxes and government when you started this? I was like, okay, well, if we're not going to talk about people gambling, then I don't know what I'm going to talk about at all.
Wait, what do you think is a public work? Let's just run down a list of all the things you can think of that are public works.
Okay, Parks and Recreation because of the show. I was going to say Madison Square Garden, but that's private. The library.
Great.
So this is why people hate their taxes being taken out because they don't know what their taxes are paying for.
Well, you've heard of the military.
Oh, yeah, them. Yeah.
What about firefighters?
Oh, yeah, firefighters. Is that it or is there more?
Oh, there's a lot more.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
The government's enormous.
No one knows what our taxes are paying for.
There's the Curiosity rover.
What?
The Curiosity rover?
What is that? The dog? Is that electric car that's running around now? I saw it in New York. That electric car that spins. Now it's in New York.
Yeah, you're talking about the Curiosity rover.
No, now you're fooling me. What's the Curiosity rover?
You know that sad little robot that sings happy birthday to itself that's living on Mars right now?
And it's singing happy birthday to itself?
On its birthday, it sings happy birthday to itself.
Okay, well, I mean, it's a robot. I don't think it can feel things.
Right. I'm not telling you to feel empathy for the robot. I'm telling you that's a public work.
Oh, space. Going to NASA. Going to space.
Now, there are people that, there's libertarians. There's people that don't want taxes at all. They think government shouldn't be charging anybody taxes.
That's what libertarian means, no taxes?
Well, among other things. But yeah, that's pretty much what they want.
How would they pay for things?
Well, they think their money belongs to them, and So
private sectors, everything private?
Right. So what would a world look like that, where we pay zero taxes?
That's a bad idea.
So let's say, Veronique, you have been granted exemption by the IRS. You no longer have to pay taxes. What do you do with the extra money?
That'd be amazing. What I would do is I would start a little trust for my nieces and nephews. That's what I would do.
Okay.
How would you use it? How would you use that extra money? What would be?
If everybody didn't pay taxes, then my extra money would be going toward replacing bicycles and vehicles to get across the roads that aren't being upkept. Like whatever private service has to deliver water to my house because we don't have water service anymore.
But I didn't know all this was happening.
I'm just saying, if everybody stopped paying taxes, I would have to carry buckets of feces down 5 flights of stairs.
Well, we all would. If we all stopped paying taxes, we'd be throwing pee out of the window like they did back in the day. You'd be walking down the street and you get washed in urine.
Bucket of feces just gets thrown out the window. And you're like, well, there goes that interview.
Yeah, and there goes sanitation. All the plagues and pandemics are back.
And it's like the Oregon Trail. You died of dysentery.
Yes, you died of dysentery for walking outside.
This has been an episode of Grumble Goat.
Thanks for listening.
I'm Mat Labatka.
I'm Veronique Hurley. Please subscribe.
I hate when people say please subscribe.
Grumble, grumble, grumble. What? How dare you do this to everyone?